Hello and welcome back to the season review of Super Spurs with me, DJM FM. This is just to give you a bit of an overview about how we've done over the course of a whole season, how well the squad has progressed, how some of the players' ratings have been doing, and how we've done, as a whole. So if you look in terms of the Premier League itself, the expectation from the board was just to qualify for the Europa League. We've quite easily done that and more. We've finished in the top four, which has meant Champions League football for us next season. That was my aim at the beginning of the season. If I don't know if you've watched the first episode, but that was my main aim, was to get into the top four. We need that in order to sort of track and buy the best players, I suppose, in terms of English talent. Now, you'll be able to see that other than a mini blip at some point during the course of the season, where we went down to fifth, we have been in the top four consistently the whole time. So it hasn't been a fluke. We managed to pip Everton into second place. The Premier League has gone really well. The FA Cup and the Capital One Cup, not so much. The board are not particularly happy with the FA Cup performance, but considering how well we've done in the other two, I'm not overly fussed with that. Yes, I would have liked the trophy, but it's not the be-all and end-all. The main thing is that the Europa League run was a lot better than expected. They wanted us to reach the group stage. We quite easily did that. Finished runner-up to Valencia. The squad did really well, but in the end, it just took its toll on some of the players, and Valencia were just far too good on the day. They quite easily outplayed us. I can have no complaints. But it's another year under the players' belt. We move on, and hopefully we'll be able to go, quite well in terms of a Champions League run. So you'll be able to see from the team report here, there's a couple of interesting aspects on here which I quite like. In terms of the tactics side of things, we tend to get our most assists from the left-hand side, but the majority of our plays in terms of assists we get from crosses, which is really interesting. Having said that, the majority of the times that we do concede, it's from crosses as well. So that will be something we'll have to look at in terms of players that we're trying to buy, and players have got to fit into that particular formation. The formation that we're doing at the moment is working out quite well against some of the lower teams, but for games higher up where we're playing the likes of, for example, Arsenal or Man United, Chelsea, Valencia, for example, we're getting sort of picked apart. There's going to be a video in the next few days where I'm going to be creating a new tactic to go alongside the existing one, so we can pick and choose between the different formations. In terms of some of the other attributes that we've sort of had on here, it's saying that our best attribute is our decision making. The worst attribute is our leadership, which you would expect because we've got an average age of the squad of 22, which is really, really young. But this is the whole point of the series. We're trying to progress this team and really push it on to another level. In terms of the rest of the squad here, we're going on to some of the other attributes for the actual players themselves. In terms of appearances, Hugo Lloris has been the main player for us in terms of appearances. Alderweireld, Kieran Trippier and Harry Kane falling behind him. In terms of goals scored, kind of predictable that Harry Kane would get the top goal scorer, but he has been fantastic with us. Zach Clough and Son getting 19 and 18. Eric Lamela and Townsend on 11 and 8. And then the rest of the squad kind of chipping in here and there. I have to admit I was expecting a few more goals from Christian Eriksen. He has done all right in terms of an average rating, but not too much in terms of goals scored. So that's been a bit disappointing, but he's still a vital part to our team. The average rating wise, Dele Alli and Harry Kane with the top two ratings of 7.5 each. Then the rest of the squad has done really, really well. Let's have a list. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players who have played. They've got an average rating of under 7, which is an absolutely remarkable achievement for the whole squad. We've played really, really well as a team. There's going to be quite a few players that are in here at the moment where I'm going to be doing another video where we look at each sort of sector and say, where are these players going, defensive, attacking and strikers. So where are they going to be going? Are we going to be playing much of them? But as I said, I'm going to be doing that in a separate episode. In terms of the actual team itself, we're now on a 4-star reputation, which means that hopefully that will go up if we go into the chat when we're in the Champions League officially on the game itself. We've got rich finances, we've got a lot of money to spend hopefully next season. I kept a lot of the money back, and I'm hoping now we can try and progress and get some better quality English players in the squad as well. In terms of the facilities that we've got, we're at White Hart Lane at the moment, but we're due to move into a new 61,000-seater stadium for the new White Hart Lane in a couple of years' time. So we have to really have got Champions League football, better quality players, better quality English youth players coming through the academy as well. We've got state-of-the-art training facilities, top youth facilities, a level 1 youth sort of category. So we've really got to start developing some of our own players. For example, the likes of Adam Little, who's just come through the youth system, we've really got to start pushing players like him into the first team. Something I've just found on here as well is that the average age of our squad at 22.63 is the lowest in the Premier League. Just going for a couple of other facts and bits and pieces on here. Andrew Dazelle is our youngest player at 17 years old. Hugo Lloris is the oldest at 29. So that's quite interesting, really. But the rest of the squad, we've got a good young mix, and they're going to really develop over the next few years. So that will pretty much bring today's video to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you very much if you've taken the time to watch it. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment below on anything that you're expecting over the next season with Super Spurs. Let us know how, as I said, how you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. I can't wait for next season. I'm really looking forward to bringing in some other players and trying to mix the squad up around and try and get rid of some of the other players that are in the team as well. As I said, we've got a lot to look forward to on this channel. Really looking forward to it. A massive thank you for everyone who has taken the time to subscribe, who has liked the videos, who has commented to me on Twitter, followed me on there. The support from the channel has been absolutely fantastic, and I really do appreciate it. I'm still new to this, and I'm learning as we're going along in terms of editing and stuff like that as well. So I hope to bring out better content in the future, but I hope you've enjoyed so far as well. As I said, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much, guys. Until next time, adios.